Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War stream. So, of course, today, still got some Bounty Hunter. We had that yesterday and we are pretty much done with it. I think we're actually going to be ever so slightly short for it this stream, unless we end up going pure for each of these battles. I guess we could end up trying the pure 4 times team. It's something we haven't really messed around with. It's definitely possible. So we might need to go bring it out and see what we can do for once. Because obviously we've been using this for most of the time. The Dire Cub, Excavator, Guai, and Werewolf. However, if we want it done today, we actually do need to go and revamp some. So we might consider doing that. Going with a Pure. We haven't really ran Pure on these final battles before, but figure we give it a shot, see what happens. Other than that, I do need 3 more Medals of Anu until we can have a maxed out Guai. So that's pretty much what we're going to be aiming for this stream. Those are a little bit quicker to get than that of Nisha's, still very slow though. But ideally we'll be able to go find 3. And with those 3, that will be a maxed out Guai that we'll then have and be able to use into the future. So let's go do those 2 things. Also, I was trying to set up the Google Chromecast thing. It worked, however, I'm having a trouble like capturing it properly. I'm going to see if I can get it to work onto PC instead of the TV. And that way, I'd be able to stream from Switch, PC, and phone at any point interchangeably. So that'd be pretty cool once I finally have all that set up. But it's been very annoying, to say the least. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully a little after the stream I'll be able to finally get it working. I was trying to do that for a decent part of this morning, and I don't know, it just does not want to work. It's been very weird. Like, it'll work, it's the capturing part of it that's not really working properly though. But anyways, that's a story in itself. Let's go and do bounty now. So I think we are going to switch, just because if we do the math, and 6 times 4,800, which is how many points we would be getting, right? Because we have 24 multiplier, that comes out to 4,800, and we have 6 battles approximately. That means we do not have enough battles. However, it depends heavily on where Val Ravens fall. Let me see, 4,800, that's definitely not enough, times 6. That is 28,800, meaning, how short would that be? Plus 218,280. That comes out to us being 3,000 points short, which is 1 Valraven point short. However, we do gain an additional 1,200 per battle that we do with just Bounty Hunter Pure. So I think what we're gonna go do is, since we know we'll have 6 battles, we do 3 battles, and then the other 3 we will do with Bounty Hunter. I think that is the game plan. So let's just go into this battle normally, just so we don't have to switch teams constantly. Let's go win with this 3 times. We'll get a Valraven. And then the other 3 times, we win with 4 times bounty. And then we'll have it completed today, this morning. Or this afternoon, I should say, at this point. But anyways, hello everyone! Hello, Kofri, and thank you for the support. Hello, Medieval. Hello, Elite. Hello, Churros. Hello, Mobarashi. Hello, George. And hello, Remit. Oh gosh, how do you say that name? Remiford? Welcome. Hope you've been doing well. Okay, what do we even need here? We'll go for that for now. That's a complete miss. That's not what we want to see. Oh, what a grab. I guess we take a green over here, hope it surges. Actually, even if it didn't, we had enchant, so that would have done it all the way. Grab our poke. This battle might be slightly annoying without having access to a Guai. I don't think we'd necessarily lose it. The main concern with this is how much more time it would end up taking. Well, we could potentially lose it too. He does have triple damage and double damages throughout his team that we'd have to watch out for sure. Perfect streaming time for UK followers. Yeah, we ended up streaming a little bit later today. I ended up mentioning that at the end of last night's stream. Sometimes it's a little bit more in the morning, other times it's a bit later. Today was one of the times it was a bit later. Okay, I guess we go for our boost ratio here, so we'll go for that. Get our reds there. That's full mana, throw it down, and that will not kill, unfortunately. However, I believe we still go for it. So let's go for that, let him poke us. And all we need now is the last little bit of our mana. We'll be good to go. Oh, I did take that. That actually didn't give us anything that we needed mana-wise. Do we just go for double poke at this point? Probably. In Bounty Hunter, it doesn't actually matter if any of your troops die. As long as you start with the right multiplier, and you end with at least one thing alive, and actually win the battle, then it counts for full amount of points. It doesn't actually matter if we lose literally everything except for one. So we can kind of just sacrifice them if we so need. Oh, why did I not take that the other way? We could have already won. Fail. Because that brown would have, or taking the brown would have cascaded into the red, which would have been all we needed for Guai. Oh, only took an extra turn. Easy enough. And hello, George. Hello, Mobarashi. Welcome, welcome. Hey, where's that Valraven? This whole plan is dependent on us finding a Valraven within the first 3 battles. There we go. We found our Valraven. Okay. We don't have any skulls really nearby each other. That's problematic for what we're trying to do, but I guess we'll still go for it. Wow, we still managed an extra turn. Nice. A little bit lucky there. Grab last little bit of our manas. Guai has alignment. Excavator has a lot of browns. Still somehow oh, never mind, it didn't miss. Grab a Guai here. Oh, an annoying summon. And that time it actually does get in the way. Quite a lot, actually. I guess we'll take that green first, just in case. We'll go do this right around the middle. Ooh, no extra turn. At least he hasn't taken any yellow yet. He's not blocked on anything, but he's doing pretty good about not taking it. Unfortunately, he got blocked there due to the summon. And then we could Guai him. Unfortunately, not dead somehow. Oh, what's the game plan here? I kind of want that purple, but he gets a follow-up. So if I just take one more red, he'll actually die just to the red, which would be kind of funny. Unfortunately, there's none on this board. Alright, that's match. Grab that, and he'd be dead. Okay, so I believe we needed, what, one more battle? We should have 3. Or we should be down to 3. So if we're not at 3 yet, we'll do another normal battle. And then we need to switch to 4 times Bounty Hunter. Because if we don't get another Valraven, we won't be able to get it done today. Without switching to 4 times Bounty. It's going to be a little bit of a weird composition, though. Mostly because I don't feel like the troop that we have this week, the Forced Bounty Captain, will be that good in a 4 times Bounty like that. But we have to use them nonetheless. As it counts for double multiplier. I should have held on those reds. I could have taken them then to get full mana. Whoops. Not too big a deal if this doesn't miss. And it doesn't miss. Good. Okay, we'll grab that, grab that. Do I have a drop for that? Yes. Grab all that mess. Can we get a Guai? Yes, so we'll go do that. Get our thing down. We can then go do this off of one of the sides. Destroy a column. I guess we could do it right over here then. Get that going. Do we have a Guai here? Not really. So we'll just go on to Fuse Skulls. Get another follow-up. Actually, we'll take that first. Grab that, grab... Oh, I had a alignment. I ruined it. Shouldn't have taken both immediately. Not too big a deal, though. Let's get our mana right back one more time, and they'll be dead. Also, 2 skulls also do it. Go, Sky Skull. Nope. Oh, was that with invisible sight? I think that was. Whoops. Mistakes were made. And he'd be dead. And hello, Foro. Welcome. Also, I see they still haven't fixed it, so it only gives 1 trophy instead of 2. It's supposed to give 2. Let's see. What does the forum say? There's no mention of it. However, my post has 16 likes. Which for the forum is actually quite a bit. Let's see. But yeah, no dev response yet. It's been up for a day, too. Where are all the devs? Let's see. Yep, no response of any kind. Strange. Hopefully they'll get around to it soon, TM. But anyways. Though it'll probably be, the event will be done, but hopefully for future ones. Or at least they clarify that they meant to only make it 1 instead of 2. Because the patch notes mentions 2, but they only give 1 trophy each, as you just saw right there. False advertisement. Also, where did my chat just go? There it is. You did all yours with that team? Sure, I'll go double check what that team is. Let me go open up a browser real quick. Let's see. I hate that this program doesn't automatically bring up my chat anymore. It used to. Where's my thingy? Where is my stream? Your channel. I should be live. There I am. Click like. There we go. And where is my chat? There it is. Let me copy that team now. Copy-de. Grab all that. And put this right over here. Let's see. Is this the 4x team? Oh, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Paste team. I'm not sure if I would want to go that way. I do like that combo. I feel like I've replaced our Soldier of Wrath, though. It is true damage. Wasn't there a better one, though? Wasn't the, Corpse Mirror? Destroy a row. Steal life. I think that would end up working a little bit better. I'm not sure. It doesn't use red, though. But it has link into itself. And it can tank a bit better by gaining life. Does the other one gain life? I don't think it does. I think the only thing it has going for is 25% score reduction, right? Where'd it go? Where's the blue-red guy? So he has... no, he doesn't have any score reduction. He doesn't get to explode a gem at start, though. He just deals some true damage to an enemy boosted by red. But if we use Corpse Mirror, even though it doesn't use red, we have the benefit of... it destroys a row for mana accumulation and board control. Has a life steal that's even higher than his. However, it only hits first enemy. And it's boosted by Skulls Destroyed. And he has link into himself. I think we'll go with Corpse Mirror here. And obviously we have to use Takraki, as that's how we kill. I gotta use Dire Cub. Also, I should probably go upgrade Corpse Mirror. What benefit do you even gain? No, you just gain HP and armor. Though theoretically, that wouldn't be horrible in this kind of situation. It's tempting. I might go upgrade this thing. It's not too expensive to go get this thing up. Still want to keep some on reserve, but we'll have more by the time we do it next time anyways. Grab one, grab two. Worst comes to worst, we could just exchange them for ultra rares. One single ultra rare counts for that entire thing. So we could just start using that if we really wanted to. But anyways, let's go get this thing maxed. There we go. And from that it ends up gaining a bunch of life and armor mostly. Or actually only. It ends up gaining, what is that, 14 armor and 10 life, which will help keep it alive a little bit better. Okay, so actually our whole team is now medaled. I think this is the first time we're ever running a fully medaled team, just because there's obviously only low rarities that can be medaled. It's kind of funny. Also, I didn't even bother looking at this. Looks like little Kirby is being sold. Isn't that the most recent pet that was just added last week? Or was it added this week? No, it couldn't have been added this week. Wait, was it? Hold up. Wasn't that this Wednesday? That thing is really recent. I'm just trying to sell 5 of them. And some food. It's not worth it. But, that's what they're doing for today. But anyways, 20% mana star, 8 magic. That should be fine. I think we do go down the magic route. Anyways, let's go do Bounty Hunter. I might need to change my banner too. Because the banner was set for the previous team, not for this one. Okay, so banner. Also, that probably changed my Plague Lore too. 1 second. Immune to stun. Steal life is questionable sometimes. But also the way to go. Depends on the battle. Disease. Half mana start. Rock solid. Extra brown or purple situational. And fortitude. Yeah, this should be fine. Depends on the team though. Oh, I normally run it on +1 purple though. Pretty sure most of the teams I run it will use purple. Okay, anyways, let me switch over to like a Titan or something for this. Not like it really matters as like having it. And actually, technically the mastery does matter, but it makes so trivial a difference this late in the game. It's like a 0.01% difference of surge chance. But how much of a diminishing return it has. Anyways, what do we need for banner? Only color we don't use is purple, so let's just go a good minus purple banner then. What do we have? Problem. Actually, not that big of a problem. I guess we just go all in, because we have +1 into Corpse Mirror anyways, and that blue, extra +1 blue can leak into the other guy that needs blue. I think we just go +2 red, +1 brown, since we actually create, the color off of, Werewolf. He ends up creating red for us. So the extra red will leak into our Dire Cup for a buff. Okay, let's go use this then. So this is going to be our team that we're going to use then. Let me go paste this into chat as well for anyone interested. But there you guys go. There is the thing. And let me close this out. Okay. Move that over. Move that over. So, let's go give this a shot, see what happens. I think we'll just roll with this. Now we have 30 times multiplier. These battles will go quite a bit slower. However, it will allow us to get all of our points that we need. Oh, look at that. We already got a Val Raven. We don't even need to use this method. But just for fun, let's see how it goes. Because I normally don't bother running Pure Bounty. It is definitely possible as of the last several patches to run Pure Bounty. However, I haven't been just because it's obviously quite a bit slower. But still worth it overall. You do end up increasing your amount of points by about 25% by doing a team like this. Which is closer to 20%, but still it's a pretty substantial amount of increase compared to not doing it. The only big issue with it is the time difference. But it can definitely get the job done. In the past, it wasn't really viable. But for the last several months, it has been with all the new stats we've been getting. Which has made it increasingly easier over time. Okay, I'll take that over. Let's get Tagraki on the other guy. Actually, we do have skull options. Do you have 2 times against anything? No. Do we bother with it? Yeah, I guess, why not? Just so he doesn't, if nothing else. Get a Tagraki onto his summoner. Make sure there's not enough reds for it to be able to get a summon. Got a skull we can just grab. And then we go for the true damage kill. Actually, I should probably Tagraki first. Let's go mana generate off of Sky. Haven't really been using this buff, but we can whenever if we want to. We get some random stuff, in that case HP, to make sure it doesn't die. On top of the fact that we keep gaining HP every single time it casts. Yeah, it seems to work pretty well. Only problem now is I just hit his armor. So we're not going to be able to get as much Tagraki value. Still pretty solid Tagraki value though. At this point I might as well just get full mana Tagraki and kill it that way. Oh, unless that happens. Fail. Oh, never mind. That's still enough damage. There we go. But yeah, it works. And instead of getting 4,800 points, we get 6,000. Which is almost like a whole 1/4 increase. Yeah, it's a pretty substantial amount of increase. What is that bronze shield style symbols on the troop cards, top left corner? That is their elite levels. Once you have every single troop, or once you have a single troop with all of its traits full ascension and level 20, you can then go and do elite levels into it. This was added a few patches ago, and with excess medals, you can go and upgrade your troops up to bronze, silver, and gold, which is what this one is, gold, for all 4 of them. And basically what this does is just give them slightly higher stats. Doesn't make too big a difference, however, every little bit helps. And that's pretty much just what that is. It's post level 20 leveling on troops. It's really only viable to do for lower rarities in the current state of the game though. Higher rarities are extremely expensive and extremely time consuming to do. And it does end up eating a lot of souls. It's not really as advised to do until you have a lot of troops upgraded, or unless you plan on doing a lot of soul farming. Because the amount of souls you actually need to upgrade one from no upgrade all the way to gold, the minimum is like an hour or 2 of soul grinding. If you're going to go out of your way to go grind the souls if you don't already have them. And that's on top of the fact that you need to get the medals as well. However, you can somewhat do both of them simultaneously. Okay, let's kill with Tagraki. Next threat is probably his second slot. For now, let's go and... not sure if we'll have enough damage, so just in case, let's take 2 damage there. thing I did that. That might not actually been enough without the skull boost ratio. I forgot this does boost ratio for skulls too. Just 2 additional lifesteal per skull that we hit. So aside from doing 2 additional damage that way, we actually technically did 6 additional damage because it also has boost ratio per skull at 2. So as long as we hit 1 skull there, that would have been enough damage, and we did. Up stealthy, being annoying. But at least we need to kill the summoner anyway, so I guess that works out. It surprisingly actually isn't too much slower, oddly enough. Like, it is noticeably slower, but not by much. I was expecting it to be quite a bit, but it works. We'll go for that for now. Grab a red to Grocky it while he still has armor. And that doesn't matter where we cast it. It just dies from it. But yeah, since we got a Valraven, I don't even need to do that anymore. Oh, what happened to my other team? I might as well just go, you know what? Let's just go with this. Why not? Actually, what we could actually theoretically do, since we're getting 6,000 points, and we don't need the excess, I guess we could just run the bounty team with a bunch of extra stats. So we could just go do, that. And, it'll cost 3. Let me just double check that we do have enough. That'd be a fail if we didn't. Yes, if we do 6,000 here, that will be enough. And we're definitely doing 6,000 here. So let's go do that. And this will give us, what, 100% extra stats? And I'll end up finishing it out. It'll be very easy, this final battle. Since Tagraki can actually one-shot them now. That's going to be really easy. One-shot dead. Oh, how could you? Never mind. Apparently not one-shot. How on earth do you not one-shot with that much boost ratio? There you go, you one-shot that one. Strange. Okay, you probably don't have enough to one-shot the other guy, but we'll try. Nope. Not that big a deal, though. There you go. And I'll just get his man up, and I'll be good to go. That shall be match. Okay, we'll go throw that all the way over there. Get our reds, throw the Tagraki down. Onto... Do we have a cascade for that? No. We'll throw it down to you. Get the other lifesteal. Actually, never mind. I couldn't have done that in reverse order. Doesn't matter anyways. He's already dead. One shot dead, doesn't die. Mistakes were made. But there we go. 0 sigils, and there's all of our loot. And technically, we didn't have to use that method. We actually got lucky off of Valraven, so we could have just done Yagway the entire time, which is how it normally goes. But, yeah, Bounty Hunter, pure bounty just keeps getting stronger and stronger. There is so much potential for pure bounty into the future. We already knew that would happen eventually. That as more and more troops came into the game, that we'd have better options for it. But, yeah, it's starting to get pretty solid as far as overall options. Speaking of that, how's our guild war doing? Are we still under the curse of only 2 wins per day? Hey, we finally broke our curse. We have more than 2 wins. We got 3 wins. So we went 2 wins, 2 wins, 2 wins, 2 wins, and now we finally got more than 2 wins with the Yagway Queen of Tanya meta. Also, even more reason to go max out Yagway. Look at that. That's not even a maxed out Yagway, and it still manages to win more than all the other ones. But that's our next order of business. Max out Yagway. We are 3 medals of Anu away. And, yeah, it's the current goal. So let's go do that. Let's go get our Anu upgraded. Or, not our Anu upgraded. Our Yagway upgraded using Anu tokens. And we need 3 more of them. And once we get 3 more tokens, he will be maxed. And that will be our first legendary maxed. Not sure how long that will take. Not sure if we'll even be able to get it all done to stream. I hope so. It is heavily dependent on luck, though. But that's the goal. Also, indirectly to stream, we will get up above 10 million gold again. However, a few million of that will go to the guild, of course, on Monday. Possibly more than that. I'm probably going to do 3 million and see how much the guild does. Technically, we only need to do about 1,600 if everyone will contribute. But we'll do a little bit extra For the slackers. And also so we can get some amount of legendary tasks in there. Because we didn't get that bad of an amount of legendary tasks this week. I think we got around 30 legendary tasks on this week. Despite the fact that we had to spend like 31.5 million more gold than we normally would. Not sure if you've seen this yet, but here's a good team with the new Tor statue. Let me see. We could bring it up. So I need to find a way to keep a window open for the thing. Stop playing an ad over top the thing. Let's see. Let me see. What team is this? What team is this of which you speak? Stop playing an ad on my video. Wait, why is this still doing audio? That's weird. It was trying to play an ad and my stream at the same time. What are you doing, YouTube? Let's see. What team is this? Ha 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 ha! Oh, that's funny. I guess that technically does work, though. That is pretty funny. I was expecting something completely different than this. But that technically works. And you can run it with Shaman Hero class, of course. And you get the full boost ratio. How many gems is that? That's 16 gems per cast. You get a bunch of red. You then spam Ferocity a bunch of times. He gets boost ratio for your entire team. 12 to all stats for your entire team. That is pretty hilarious. I guess that would technically work. Quite a diverse team of 3 of them with a weapon, but it works. It would work. Not sure how I feel about that, though. But that technically would work, yes. Head of the Stampede team. Also, even though we don't have a Vault event this weekend, next week it is Vault event. And while I won't be around for it, unfortunately, if anyone is, highly advised to go and grind it out. I still can't believe we've managed to miss 2 bounty hunters within 3 months. But that's how schedules go. I mean, not bounty hunter. Why did I say bounty hunter? I meant treasure hunt. Though, if we were to miss any event, treasure hunt's probably the best to miss. Just because there's nothing to actually cover content-wise. However, we miss out on all the free resources. That doesn't matter too much since we have near infinite free resources. The only thing we're really lacking these days, I would say, is orbs for the most part. Everything else we pretty much have a competent number of that will last for theoretically forever. I guess souls could be a little bit higher too. We are eventually going to run out of souls, by the way. It doesn't seem like we will be. But our soul value in like a year from now might actually reach 0 by the end of next year. Because what are we at right now? We're at we're hovering around 8 million or so. That is slowly going down. Because we're finally at a point in the game where it's going down, not up, due to meddling troops to get their epic levels. Yeah, due to boost ratio, it does gain more than just the 4 damage. Or the 12 damage, I mean, since you're getting 12 to everything. Because you also boost ratio off all his other stats. And whenever you cast that weapon, you're probably getting like 2 or 3 extra turns. However, if you get multiple at once, they no longer stack. But still, you can normally chain a few of them together, and then they do stack in that instance. Yeah, meddling gets very expensive. It's at minimum 60,000 per max troop which means 5 troops alone would end up being 300,000. That also means not counting any of the other upgrades, just the upgrades for the epic levels for the new achievement that came in this most recent patch will cost you 6 million souls. Because you need 60,000 each and you have to do 100 of them. So that alone, not even counting everything to get them upgraded soul-wise and everything, the 100 of them will be 60 million souls at minimum. Or sorry, 6 million souls at minimum. Not 60 million, 6 million. Which is a lot of souls. That's almost a whole stack. So I'm at 8 million right now. Though we already did about a fourth of them. Or no, we didn't. We only did 10 of them right now. Or 11, since we just upgraded another one. I believe we're at 11, right? Pretty sure we're at 11. Why does it keep making me online? Turn that to offline. That's not what I wanted. That's our profile thingy thing. What am I looking for? I'm looking for view all achievements. What's our progress? 11 out of 100. We're at 11 out of 100 on it. Is how far we are. So we're only like 1/10 of the way there. Oh, Steven! Welcome! My voice is weird? Is it? Oh! Wait, is it even picking up on the right... Oh! Has it been doing that this whole time? 1 second. 1 moment. I didn't even notice that until you brought it up. But now that I'm looking down at it, you're right. 1 second. That's strange. Never mind. It's on the right microphone. It's just a bit higher than normal. I did literally nothing different to the audio, by the way. I don't think I did. Huh. Yeah, it's making it a lot louder than normal. Where's the gain and everything? No, that's where it's normally at. Let's see, is that down or up? Like, I just turned it all the way down, but I'm not sure why it's so much higher than normal. Yeah, why is this so much higher than normal? Like, that's where I normally have it, around there. That is, like, way, way up. Yeah, it is too loud. I'm not sure what's up with it. Like, that's what it is all the way off, if I'm not mistaken. That's all the way on. I'm not sure what's up with that right now. Yeah, it is way more sensitive than normal. Very strange. I also want to unplug it and plug it back in. 1 second. Hopefully this doesn't mess it up and make it not capable of coming back on. 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so that fixed the audio. Problem, though, is I forgot that also does the webcam. And now we're frozen in time. Let's see if I can get the webcam working again. Webcam, would you like to not be frozen? That'd be great. That's not what I wanted. Webcam, where are you? You are frozen in time. But yeah, we fixed the audio. We should just unplug the mic. Now we have a frozen webcam problem. 1 second. How do I fix this webcam? Let's see. Let me deactivate it and then activate. Okay, we're working again. Okay, I think everything's fixed now. Yeah, I'm not sure what was up with that audio thing. It should be normal now. Switch back to where I normally have it. Okay, we should be fine now. Audio should be fixed. Not sure why it was any different than normal. But audio should be fixed now. There we go. Very strange. None of my settings or anything were any different. Like, all I did was unplug it, plug it back in, and it worked properly. It's weird like that sometimes. But yeah, now it should be normal right now. I have no clue why it does that on occasion, but it does. Literally just unplugging in, plugging back in makes it work though. Lose connection? I didn't lose connection. It was just I unplugged everything I had plugged into my computer, or at least my some of my extenders. So it ended up undoing my webcam and a few other things when I unplugged the mic, because I have a lot of them connected together, just so I don't need as many just because I don't have enough USB spots. Obviously, I'm using like 10 or something USB spots, and several of them got deactivated when I unplugged the one, since they're all plugged into each other. Oh, that reminds me, my other light isn't on now. Let me go fix that, because that's another thing that's plugged into that thing. Ah, great. Yep, I didn't mean to turn it off. There we go, that should be fine. Good enough. Too much technology here. I'm starting to really like this setup though, but we're almost having too much going on. There's cords going all over the place. I think for next evacuation, I'm not even gonna bother with most of it. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, mine kind of froze too. Just click refresh, and it should end up fixing it. Because even on my end, my stream ended up doing that. But no, the stream is up. It's just doing a weird buffering thing. Also, hello, Captain. Welcome. I think that was mostly because of the thing I just did on my computer. Unplugging the devices. Might have messed it up slightly for a second there. I technically shouldn't, because it's just all hardware. Like, nothing related to the stream specifically. Or, I shouldn't say that, but nothing related to the integrity of the stream is connected to the USB. You spent over 10k guild seals and no mythic. Bought 50 gem keys with gems out of frustration and pulled a megavore. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, seal keys technically have the highest rate for mythics, tied at a, what, 0.11? Well, VIP keys have higher, but not counting VIP keys. They're tied at the highest rate in the game for mythic drop rate. However, that doesn't mean guarantee mythic. So yeah, we'll grab that for now. So first, splody. Oh, okay, you're still leveling Guardians. Yeah, that takes away half your drop table then. For its duration. I'm pretty sure some people are just going to be doing it passively over time. If you have the orbs and stuff, I wouldn't really advise doing it passively. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people will, just because it's way cheaper doing it that way. Well, not necessarily cheaper, but, you know, get it just done naturally rather than wasting resources for it. Any new guild guardians have value? Yes, almost all of them do. 4 stats to all of a specific troop type is a pretty solid bonus. And they also synergize with themselves. Quite a few of them are for pretty bad troop types. However, a couple of them are good, like the Taurus one, is because Shaman Hero class gives 50% mana start to all of them. As well as things like the green one, because it's 25% of Devour attached to it. They're very situational, though. Very rarely are they ever used. I did use it for my blue Guild War defend, though. And it won okay. Like, it didn't do bad, it didn't do good. It was just average. It landed at a 2-7. Which I guess is theoretically our second best defend day, other than today, which was our best day. So third best defend day so far. If I had to tier them, it's probably going to be first, second, and then third was this thing. These were the two new ones that we tested. The Wild Fang, Fist of Zorn, Tanya, since he got buffed this patch. He's quite literally the only troop that got buffed this patch. And Wild Queen. Nothing was nerfed, and he was the only thing that got buffed. And this is what we ended up running. A really, really weird team for blue defend, but it's based off of Treachery, which gives a Naga bonus. Which our entire team, other than Sakima's Naga, because Hero counts as Naga if it's Assassin. And Marilith obviously counts as one. And then Sakima just does her thing. Mostly for the skull spam and to deny their mana. And the skull spam just helps make Treachery and Assassin do its thing. But that's it. Now to keep hunting Yagway farm. Am I going to do Guild War now? No, we're going to be doing it later tonight as we normally do. What's today's day? It's Brown Day if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, we won't be doing that till later tonight. We always do it on the nightly stream. Which is in 7 hours from now. Though, if I can get the Google Chromecast working, we might go stream a mobile game. I mostly just want to do it as a test stream. To see if we can finally get mobile gaming working. But, yeah, we're going to see what happens. Go from there. Who knows, maybe we'll even try setting up this stream. No, probably not. I feel like it's going to be like an hour of technical difficulties. Trying to get that thing to work. Because we could test it with Gems of War. Taha! And try seeing if we can get Gems of War working on the phone. As a, to actually capture it onto the computer. It is really, really annoying because my phone's not really set up that properly to be able to do it. Like, I tried doing it with an HDMI cable with an adapter and it wouldn't really pick up on it. So now I'm trying to use a Chromecast. And while I was able to get it on TV, I didn't really have a proper way of capturing it that way. So I'm going to try now getting it onto PC and see if that will work. If that works, then hopefully it does. We'll find out. Used Emperor Corvash with Daughter of Ice, and no issues with Yagway teams today. Emperor Corvash with Daughter of Ice. I actually haven't bothered using that combo. But yeah, you would get a really good quick Corvash out of it if you did. I used to use Corvash like every single blue Guild War. I think I've stopped using him some as of recently. He's definitely a really nice option for blue Guild War though. Due to his capability of disabling the enemy before they get to do anything to you. And then you just take the advantage. The only real big issue with him is if he falls behind. Because if he falls behind, he sometimes stays behind. Which is problematic for Guild Wars. There we go. Grab our Splody. Get Scorpius down. Mountain everything. Get our other explosion, double kill, and he's dead. 20 gems for our daily gems. I'm surprised we just hit that now. Shows we have a lot of explore to go still. Though we theoretically could get it within like 2 chests if we get lucky enough. Problem is getting that lucky to get the Anus. You found that Glacial Peak has been good for farming with the same team. Yeah, I believe Glacial Peaks has 1 immune? I forget what Glacial Peaks had that made it not worth doing. Oh yeah, there's 2 troops with immunity. Yeah, I know there's some kingdoms with only 1 immune. I forget what the full list is. It's posted somewheres. There's like 2 to 3 kingdoms that have 1 immune to poison troop. Various teams. Yeah, it can be very, very annoying to have to deal with that. But I didn't mean to click that. Go for that. Splody, splody. It's gonna get really confusing when we end up getting some good troops that are actually named after these tokens. I guess Cedric doesn't really get confused too often with Cedric. You know, the Cedric token compared to the Cedric troop itself. But I feel like if they end up adding Nisha, like a magic buffing Nisha mythic or something, I feel like that might get confused with the Nisha medal on occasion. Especially since they're both the same rarity. In the case of a Cedric and a Cedric, they're 2 completely different rarities. But there's a good chance if they ever add Nisha to the game, it'll be Mythic, of which it'll also be Mythic on the thing. Because I don't think any of them go up to their rarity. Guard is a common token, but a Mythic thing. Yasmin is a Legendary or Mythic, depending on which Yasmin you're referring to. And the thing is a Rare. Cedric is a Legend, but the thing is an Ultra Rare. Arachnia is a Mythic, but the thing is an Epic. Anu is... I guess there technically is a Anu weapon, but most of the Anus are Mythics, and the thing is a Legendary. But we don't have anything named Nisha, but there's a good chance that it'll be the only one where they're both the same rarity, which might make it the one that becomes confusing if they do. If they add a Mythic Nisha. Yes, Anus. YouTube doesn't even censor it either, which is kind of funny. It's a really funny word. I'm actually really surprised YouTube does not censor it. Yeah, what's so funny about my Anus? Nothing is funny. Of which you have 2. Your guild seems to be back and pretty strong. Oh yeah, we've been doing pretty decent. Yeah, we had a little bit of a bad month there, a little while back, but we've repaired back to normal at this point for the most part. We're still a little bit lower in Guild Wars than we were in the past, because we used to kind of hover around like 2nd, 3rd, 4th. We're down to 6 right now. However, if we make 1st place in this bracket, we're back to 4, so. We're kind of on track for 1st. Again, it's hard to tell, because we don't know how many battles the other guilds have compared to us. If nothing else, we're definitely making top 3 and going to 5th. But 1st place is, we'll just have to see. It's kind of hard to tell because we definitely don't have all of our battles done right now. And it's hard to tell how many the other guild has done. Unfortunately, there's no way to check that. Unless we were up against them today, which we are not. I wonder if we're up against them tomorrow. Hopefully, give them more of a challenge, though they might be more challenging for us as well. But, yeah, we're currently 3rd place. However, that's slightly misleading just due to our number of battles. But even in this instance, we're almost beating them yet. Like, they're technically beating us, but we have 6 more battles that we can do compared to them. And just one of those battles would make us pass them. Not even all 6. So, yeah, it should be pretty easy to pass them, obviously. But there's a lot of misleading things like that. Because, like, right now, it technically looks like they're beating us. Yeah, we're actually beating them. And that's kind of what the leaderboard's like. Like, we don't really know if we are or aren't beating them. Just because we don't know the amount of battles relative to how many they have done. Well, we'll know soon. Yeah, Dominant was missing 3 guildmates, which is why they're so far down in bracket right now. I'm not sure exactly when the 27 out of 30 takes place, though. Because, of course, 27 out of 30 is a thing now. So maybe they won't be hit as hard. But, yeah, we'll have to see how that actually affects things. Because this is the first Guild War ever where 27 out of 30 is a thing. And it just takes away our 3 lowest scores. Which at this point is probably going to be that one. I don't know, who else is very low? Kind of hard to tell unless everyone has a similar amount of battles. But yeah, lowest 3 goes away. Also, we might be able to keep Paragon this week. We're on track. As long as we don't lose any battles, we should be able to maintain Paragon at this point. Just because we have had some really good scores already. 9,600, 9,600, 9,300, 9,400 is what we're up to right now. It's approximately. Technically, one of those I was actually a little bit above 9,600. It was like a 9,650. Really solid day. I think it was our very first day, too. But anyways, back to the grind. Also, we're finally at over 10 million gold again. We finally repaired our gold. Now to get even more, because we're just going to be dumping that right into the guild on Monday, of course. Every last bit of gold. Well, maybe not every last bit of gold. I'll probably throw 3 million. Anything beyond that, I'll have to judge based on how my guild is contributing. But hopefully it'll be able to carry the rest. Because we did 9 million this week. And I mostly saved so much in case my guild wasn't going to do as much. But they did a really decent amount. Which I didn't even double check, but I believe the average for my guild's like 2 million each. Though some people did do less, of course. Hey, we're in a bit of a problematic situation. Actually, no, we're not. Never mind. We just do that into another mountain crusher. I was like, wait, he's silenced. Never mind, he can't even be silenced, so. Even if he did get hit by it, it wouldn't matter. Yes, if every member in your guild does 1.6 million, you'd be able to get all tasks done. I believe you need like ever so slightly above 1.6 million. So if everyone in your guild does about 1.5 million or so, or 1.6 million, you'll easily be able to get it done. Triple Cedric, not what I want to see triple of. Show me the Anus. But anyways, yeah, let me just go see what our gold donations are even at right now. Who is the weakest link? Let's see. Hey, we're almost at 1,000 trophies. Yeah, we did 9 million. Got a 1.5, which is ideally what I want everyone doing. Got 2 million, 2.2, 5.5, nice. A 1.2, 1 million. I still technically have a requirement of 1 million. I didn't bother raising it yet. Not sure if I ever will. Maybe for fairness, we might eventually raise it to 1,500. However, it is really hard to recruit new members that can do 1,500. So I might just keep it at 1 million simply for recruitment purposes, but encourage people to do 1,500. We got 2.7 million, 2 million, 2 million, 1.7, 1 million, 2.1, 1.5. How are you not at 1 million? Because some people sometimes forget. 1.2, 1.1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.3, 1.6, 1.8, 1. Very, very low. Is this a new person? About a month. That is very low. I might need to double check what their average is. Let's see. Their average isn't too bad, though. That means they've been here for, what? 5 weeks? So their average is technically still over 1 million. It could just be that they're on vacation right now. I need to go double check on that. And then we got 2 million, 2 million, 2.4, and 1. Nice. Okay, anyways. Let's go and continue our grinds. A nameless hero. The irony, given that that is his name. The nameless hero called Nameless Hero. Yeah, given that it's the holidays, I'm not like kicking anyone because obviously it's the holidays. But it is relatively low. 100,000. Because most people keep at least some amount of gold as reserve for moments like that. I do always advise keeping at least 10 million on reserve. That's why you always see me hovering around that value for the most part. Mostly because you never know when a new feature is going to come where you might need a lot of gold. It's good to have some amount of reserve just in case. For example, theoretically, this most recent patch made it so you need more gold in the sake of your guild itself. So having some reserve would have just made it easier to more consistently do it whenever new gold-related features come into the game. Currently, the biggest two things that use gold is delves and the new tasks. The new tasks eat 31.5 million a week across your guild, and delves can eat any number of millions, depending on what you're doing with them and what treasure you're using and all that. Normally, it takes about 1 million to reach level 100. It could take anywhere from about 3 to 6 million to reach 200, depending on treasure used. If you're spending more than that, you probably are using too much small treasure. You find that most people are still playing as usual? Yeah, of course. But given that it's on multiple platforms, it's pretty easy just kind of like casually play it here and there too. Now that I have a phone too, we'll be playing it some on vacation as well. Be a little bit easier just to throw a random match in there if I'm not doing anything at a moment. But I tend to not be one of the people that are like constantly on my phone though. But there's some like downtime for something, or if we're just waiting because we're on like a train or something, be a good time to bring it out. Oh, so last time I went down there was the first time I was on a train for, not the first time ever, but the first time in like 5 years or something. I think the last time I was on a train prior to that, last July, was 10th grade, if I'm not mistaken, during high school, for a New York trip from South Carolina to New York. And that was a long, long train ride. You've been using the this team for Explorer level 12, and it's been working great. Thanks for your videos. You've learned a lot. No problem. And if you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in chat, and we'll get around to them all. Glad it up. Yeah, it's one of the strongest, or it arguably is the strongest team in the game for Explorer right now. Has really, really quick kill. Some of the 20% chasing teams theoretically get ever so slightly more shards, but you're actually getting less gold by doing them, and you're cycling through less battles, mostly because just by default, if you're following 20%, you have to keep switching screens that you're on, and that alone will waste several seconds each time. But not only that, but most of the other teams do win a bit slower, Like the ones that can actually chase 20% rather than just camping 1 tend to go a little bit slower. And they tend to be like Iron Gut teams, You Got teams, stuff like that. Haven't really been using any because Scorpius is just so viable for this. Do you know any other kingdom with low immunity to poison? There's a list. Let me go find the list. I keep mentioning it. I know it exists. I forget where it is these days. 1 second. Let me just open a new tab, I guess, on the other computer. Oh, why am I tired? I guess I did only get like, what, 7 hours of sleep last night? I couldn't sleep that well. Still got a bit of a sore throat and like asthma going on there. Which is annoying. Hopefully it goes away before my trip. What am I looking for? I am looking for, what's the easiest way to find this? What am I looking for again? I'm looking for, immune to poison. Might bring it up. Okay. I believe this thread has a thing with every single immune to poison troop in the, or I mean every single amount of immune to poisons in every kingdom. Where is it? Here it is. Every single kingdom with only 1 troop with immune to poison include Forest of Thorns, Glacial Peaks, Merlantis, Shentang, Sinner Mirage, Suncrest, and Whitehelm. Here you go. And whichever one of those has the most amount of troops is probably the one you want to do. So definitely not Sinner Mirage. But whichever one has the most amount of troops while also having none 25% revive on death is probably the one to go. Spell reduction off of Whitehelm won't matter though. Because Whitehelm, Whitehelm might actually be the best one then. Because spell reduction won't matter since you instant kill anyways. However, they do have some cleanse, so I guess that might matter. Because they have mercy and power, which could be annoying. So never mind, maybe Whitehelm isn't the way to go. But, here's the full list right here. There you go. Oh, actually, yeah, let me go link the list. That would work too. It kind of pasted a little bit weird because they all clumped together. But yeah, let me go get the link for any of you interested. How do I link the exact comment? I believe this is it. Yeah, this link right here. There it is. Someone made a forum post that had a discussion on everything related to it. There you guys go. Yeah, that's pretty much all the info on everything you would need to know about that team. It's a whole discussion thread going over that team. Oh, what do we go for here? Get that first. Get our Scorpius going. Get another mountain in there. And he's dead. Okay, take the other one, take the other one. Grab Scorpius we need. Oh, I didn't take the brown. However, he can take it quicker than us, so I guess that's a good thing. As long as he doesn't get anything good out of it. I always find it weird that that's actually strategy. But due to the fact that the AI will always be able to take extra turns quicker than you can, if the enemy won't get too much value from taking extra turns, it is actually better to just deliberately give the enemy extra turns. Due to the fact that they can get rid of all of them quicker than a human can. Because they'll automatically take it at 4 times speed. Whereas a human will take a lot longer. So even though I saw that there was an extra turn there, the enemy will take it way quicker and get basically no value out of it. For PvP and Guild Wars and stuff like that, you make sure to always take them. However, in game modes like this, where it doesn't matter as much and you won't really die to them taking it, you tend to let the AI take every single one. Since it actually goes quicker. And dead. Yep, no problem. Speaking of that, we should hand out a code soon. We'll hand out a code once we get our first Anu. How about that? Since that's one of the main things we're grinding for this stream. Our first Anu or our first Nisha, if we somehow pull a Nisha, we'll give out a code. But for once, I'm actually hunting more so for Anus right now than I am for Nishas. Not that we aren't hunting for Nishas, but 3 Anus is the main target. Or at least any amount of Anu. If we can't get all 3. Ideally, by the end of this weekend, we'll have all 3. We'll see how things go. However, we just passed the point in which we'll be needing him a lot. Because the 2 biggest things that use him, if you're not using him for PvP, are Guild Wars and Bounty Hunter. Both of which quite literally just happened. Because Guild Wars was this week and Bounty Hunter was this week. But at least for next month's Guild War and Bounty Hunter, we'll have it upgraded and maxed, for sure, 100%. Then we can start working on Queen Titania. You're still grinding Nisha for magic. Bounty Hunter will definitely be better with 3 times Nishas. Oh yeah. You can gain a lot of benefit out of 3 Nisha. There are quite a few instances where 20% into 8 magic is better. However, it's still nice to have the full amount in case you ever do need to bring it out. It's particularly good with 50% mana start teams, which get increasingly more in numbers as time goes by. Not just because we get more 50% options, but because every single option that already exists gets more options to use. Like, for example, Shaman 50% hasn't been too viable for a while. However, with the new Taurus troop, it's actually became quite a bit more viable than it ever has. With just a single troop being added to the game. And that can end up happening to quite a few of them. Where 1 troop addition basically makes it viable. Is it better to do 3 Nishas or Anu plus 2 Nishas for Bounty? For Bounty, I'd probably go Anu with 2 Nishas. That's why I ended up running the entire time. Though it depends if you're running with multiple mana starts, but assuming you're running a Tagraki build, you're most likely running 20% into 2 magics. About 90% of instances, if you're in doubt, use 20% into 8 magic. Very rarely does the 12 magic actually come out. It's still nice to have as an option, though. Yeah, having 2 Nishas is where you gain a good majority of your benefit. It's kind of like a Fairish Ra, in that you only really need 2, but having a 3rd would be nice. Nishas are almost the exact same way, where almost always you only need 2, but ever so occasionally you do need 3 to fully optimize a team. Though I do not advise getting more than 2 Fairish Ras, due to how expensive they are. Get 2, and if you happen to get more than that off of random drops, then good, but having 1 or 2 is perfectly fine in regard to Fairish Ras. 2 is where you gain the biggest benefit. Can we get anything that isn't Cedric? At this point, I'm going to start using Cedrics just on commons and rares as the whole thing that just gets them upgraded. Just use like 1 common, then use Cedric and then Cedric, and then just use 1 rare for rares, and then do 1 Cedric and Cedric, and just upgrade them that way. But at this point, that almost seems like the way to go. Just because of how many Cedrics exist in the game. And that way every common and rare will only take 3 medals to upgrade, rather than 4 or 6. Because 6 is the most you'll need if you do the minimum thing. Well, that's weird. That's a weird way to phrase it. But the highest minimum 100% takes 6. But you can do it in as little as 3. If you do it with one of the rarity, one of an above rarity, and another one of the above rarity, gets it done with 3. I feel like the main method is the 1-2-1 method though, where you use one of the rarity, 2 of the rarity, and then one of the above rarity. But you can do one of the rarity, then one of the above rarity, and one of the above rarity. And of course you can also just use all 6 of the rarity, though that's not really advised for any other than Legends and Mythics. Mythics because you don't have a choice, and Legends because you want to use all your niches on Mythics. Hello, Del. Welcome. Oh, he's not poisoned yet, is he? We don't have an extra turn anywhere, so that's unfortunate. We'll just clear the board. Grab herself a nothing, because nothing. Still none, wow. That's rather unlucky. He'd even give us one there. That's even unluckier. Come on, I got a 4 bull clear. That better do it. There we go. Plus 12 magic is mostly only utilized if a small mana percent won't matter to your team, or if you already have the bonus. And what I mean by a small mana percent not mattering to your team is if you already have so much mana accumulation that a 20% won't really make a difference. But yeah, generally speaking, the only time you bring out 4 magic is when you have a mana start already, because then the mana start's redundant. Those tend to be the main times when you bring it out. However, there are a few other instances where 4 magic is better than 20% mana. And that's mostly based on how much mana generation you already have on your team. Really heavy mana generation teams don't necessarily need the 20% start, even if they don't have any mana start. Did I use a new mythic on a Guild Wars attack team yet? Yes, we did it yesterday. Blue Guild War, we used Vespera. We did it last night. How did it score? 9,400. Mostly because we almost lost a battle. However, Vespera did her normal comeback that she does. We almost lost to Quillin Divine Ishbala with a freeze. And that was a really annoying battle, but we did end up winning with 1,000 all stats, which was really funny, off of Vespera. And the final battle, a Lust Charm killed us at the end, which made us lose a troop. And losing that troop cost us at minimum like 50 points, if not more. But yeah, we scored 9,400. It was on track for over 9,500, but those 2 mistakes ended up lowering it quite a bit. But it made a really, really funny comeback, I think, on the 3rd battle yesterday. Yeah, it was uploaded a little bit later, but it was actually pretty funny. Like, that 3rd battle was, like, the highlight of the stream, probably. And I ended up mentioning that Vespera is going to be good for Guild Wars, even if all else fails. She'll just not lose sometimes, because she feels like infinitely looping into infinite stats. And when I say infinite stats, I mean quite literally gaining 1,000 all stats, which actually legitimately happened when she made her comeback. We won by having 1,000 attack on first slot, while also having enough magic to instantly give 1,000 to everything, pretty much. And she recreated her whole team from 1 troop to 4. Because we started losing because of Divine Ishbala Quillen going crazy. But then she just soloed the entire team battle. With her summon, combined with her stack increase. I almost feel like hiring someone for that. Except there normally would be way pricier than, you know, I'd be basically an entire expense. I wouldn't even be making money off it. I'd quite literally be burning money. But like hiring an editor to make like compilations for our streams, like of highlights and stuff. Because manually doing that takes hours upon hours to go back through all the footage, get all the footage you need, get it all into an editor, and then go through that entire process. But I almost felt like at some points like hiring someone for that. It's just way too expensive to do so. And I feel like I'm pretty bad at making compilation videos. I know quite a few YouTubers do it, but you have to be a rather big YouTuber for it to be justifiable to do. Oh, what on earth just happened with our thing? Oh, oops. Oops. There we go. That was weird. Should be normal now. There we go. Okay, now it should be normal. Scorpius down. Grab our brown over there. Take our splitty. And he's dead. What else we need to do? Get Scorpius down. Grab our brown, get our mountain. Yeah, making compilations of all of our funnier Guild War moments would actually be quite a bit of fun. That wouldn't be anytime soon if we were to do it, though. The biggest issue is going through that much footage. Go in this one. And hopefully I have enough mana to kill. Unfortunately, no. Let's grab that. Hope for extra turn. And now I'll die off of Scorpius. Also, doesn't he gain barrier off that ability? I think we got it down beforehand. Actually, does that matter? Because he hits in a double hit instance. Never mind. It doesn't actually matter if they gain barrier. What am I saying? I forgot. One interesting thing about Scorpius is he does damage, then he does his instant kill. And for that reason... Oh, never mind. That wouldn't even matter anyways. Never mind. I was going on a tangent about something that they actually already fixed recently. Well, what would normally happen in the past is instant kill would not hit through barrier, and some troops would and some wouldn't, and Scorpius was one of them because he would do his damage and then do instant kill. However, I forgot, a couple of patches ago they actually tweaked it, which it's very irrelevant for most things. However, it's relevant for some instant kills. Scorpius doesn't matter for, but they made it just so it was uniform across all instant kills. But basically what they did is every instant kill now hits through barrier. So actually I completely forgot about that. So barrier is actually completely irrelevant, even if Scorpius didn't already have that functionality to hit through it. because they made it so now every instant kill now properly hits through barrier. Before it was only Zugoff and anything that had like a double hit like Scorpius, but now everything with instant kill does. So yeah, never mind. Barrier's irrelevant. Hello, AG Walker! Welcome. Or at least I should say barriers are relevant in this instance. Obviously, barrier is a really strong mechanic. But not against instant kill, it's not. Come on, Anu. That is not an Anu. And we will hand out first code at first Anu or first Nisha. Somehow we still have 0 of both. We're more so hunting for Anus at the moment. But I definitely won't complain about Anisha, that's for sure. We've still gotten 0 since we've gotten the medals maxed, oddly enough. Though I haven't been grinding as much as I have in the past, ever since we got all the Nishas. But still, even if we've only been grinding about half as much, still pretty unlucky. Quick question to anyone. What's the difference between the skulls? The different amount of damage? So there's 2 different skulls. There's normal skulls, which is, you know, the one that you normally see everywhere. And then there are doom skulls. The main difference is those doom skulls with a +5 on it do 2 things, or a few things. One is, well, they give 5 additional damage. That 5 additional damage does apply, even if you're entangled. So even if you're at 0 attack, you still gain that additional damage. Other than that, it also gets to explode everything around the gem. So it'll do a 3x3 explosion at the spot of where the gem is. And this will end up giving you 50% of the mana of everything accumulated. It also gives you full value of any skulls destroyed. So if that 5, if you take a 3 skull and there's other skulls nearby, you'll actually get the full value of those skulls as well. See if I can get an example, but we're not getting any doom skulls on the board. As far as skulls, 10% of all normal skulls will end up being doom skulls when they naturally cascade. The only way to increase that is off a Doomstorm, or, you know, just by naturally making Doom Skulls as well. But naturally, there's only a 10% chance that any of these skulls will be a Doom Skull. Okay, so for example, right here, we're not going to get any extra skull value. However, we'll get 50% of the mana here, so we'll end up getting 1 red and 1 green. However, we will get 0 yellow and brown because it needs at least 2 in order to gain a mana thing. But and it rounds down. So we get 1 additional green and red here. Easiest way to see this is you'll notice that this mana will go from 20 to 21 if we slow down the speed a little. Let's see, let's go all the way to slowest speed. So, oops, I did not want to quit. But if you notice here, we're currently at 20 mana, but this will go to 21 because it explodes everything around it. And that ends up giving us the mana there. Oh, what else did we take that gave the other mana? Oh, we also got another explosion because I forgot. This also extra turns every single... the rest of the mana that came from was the explosion off a hero. But one of the mana came from the Doom Skull. I forgot. We also are using hero right now. And our hero has a explode a random gem, which is where that other mana came from. I was wondering where that was all of a sudden. But yeah, Doom Skull just explodes everything around it. Gives you 5 additional damage. So Doom Skulls are obviously better. However, they're a lot rarer on the board. Okay, let's split everything. Yeah, like for example, right here, if we were to take this entire area right here will end up getting exploded, this little square. And we would gain 1 blue mana, 1 green mana, and nothing else. And everything else would cascade along it. So we can kind of see right here. I said we gain 1 blue and 1 green. So this should go to 4 mana and this should go to 10. And as you can see, that went to 4 and that went to 10. Well, that went a little bit higher because we cascaded a purple. But as you can see, that went to 10. So it was a little bit easier to see that time around. Because we didn't get another random explosion because it was a single thing instead of an extra turn. And the reason why we keep getting that explode is because of our hero's little perk thingy. But the normal 1 explosion, as you can see, just ends up exploding everything around it. off the Doom Skull when you take it. Same thing happens if you explode it too. So if you destroy or explode this Doom Skull, it'll also end up proccing the 5 damage as well as destroying everything around it. I don't really have a proper method of doing that other than a full board clear, which will clear like the entire board anyways. But if you destroy or explode it, it will explode as well, giving you the 5 additional damage and still exploding everything around it, which is mostly good with destroy options, because explodes are already clearing pretty much the entire board anyways. Yeah, the game has been around for 5 years. The 5-year anniversary was last month for the game. And I've been playing the entire time. Yeah, the game is 5 years old at this point. Alright, I should just let the AI take all that mess. I started taking one and then I felt the need to take literally every single one. One of those instances where it's definitely way quicker letting the AI do it. Oh, an Arachnia. That's not bad. Not what we're looking for, though. Eventually, we shall find one. I'm really surprised we haven't found one yet. More than half the stream already we've been grinding for it and still haven't. Which is rather unlucky. You were never heard of it until you were looking for a match 3 game? Yeah, this game doesn't really advertise. And 505 Games doesn't really advertise it that much either. Though in all fairness, 505 Games doesn't really advertise most of the games they have. Not really sure what their policy is with all that. Because it is published by 505 Games, which most people would recognize. Like, they might not recognize Gems of War, but if you say 505 Games, they know what it is. Or, you know, like, they normally have heard of the company. It's not the actual developers, though. Infinity Plus 2 is the developers. Publishers is 505 Games. Oh, you found it on your Kindle Fire. That's kind of funny. They actually weren't always released on Kindle Fire. I think they released like 2 or 3 years ago. Though, of course, it is cross-platform with PC Mobile. Oh, get a mountain. And he beat it. You found it through PS4, but thought to yourself, this is a tablet game, not console. Glad you started on tablet. Yeah, I do advise playing on the PC mobile version, or, you know, on a version that isn't console. The Switch version is extremely out of date, even though it's technically both. And PS4 and Xbox One are exclusive only to themselves, so they have quite a bit of a smaller player base. But yeah, I do advise if you're going to start all the way from scratch to start on the PC mobile version, or, you know, the one that's cross-platform. Kindle Fire also is cross-platform with it. Don't really advise starting on a console unless you're just really dedicated to that console. I don't know, my workaround for screen is just using a stylus thing. I've been using the phone some, and I just use a little stylus thingy thing. Which you can barely see it because my shirt's the exact same color. But I've just been using something like this for it. and it works nice. It pokes things properly. Haven't had too much of an issue with it yet. With the screen size of a phone. Also, speaking of that, I'm going to try streaming on phone later today if I can get it working. I feel like I might not get it working, so if we don't have a stream between the two streams, that's why. But, yeah, I might go try doing a stream between the two streams and see if I can finally get it working. It's mostly just a test stream. We'll probably be playing some too. I'm probably going to try testing it with Clash Royale, but main concern is just getting it working. I was able to get it onto TV, but I was not able to get it to capture. So what I'm going to try to do is getting it to go onto my computer and just do it that way. Because that'll be way easier to capture compared to trying to do it on TV with a capture card. Oh, we'll take that for now. Yeah, remote play on consoles is pretty helpful for that too. Consoles are increasingly getting to the point where you can pretty much play them on anything. I still like Switch for its mobility. The main reason I don't really touch the Switch version of Gems of War, though, is it's extremely out of date compared to any other version of the game. Any other version of Gems of War. It's still several months behind any other version. Though it's also the most recent version of it in the sense that the Switch version hasn't even been active for a year yet. It came out last April. Which means it's only been out for 8 months. The Switch version has only existed for 8 months. Which is the shortest of any of them. Every version of the game has been going for 4+ years. But the Switch has only been for 8 months. Which theoretically means that you can almost consider Switch, if you really like Switch, as the best place to start a new account. If you don't plan on doing PC mobile. Just because it has the least progressed people in the entire game. Because it's had the least amount of time being active. So it won't take you as long to get to the point where the good majority of players are. Whereas something like PC Mobile has the most progressed people in the game. Because that's when the game originally launched. And has the biggest player base. So it takes the longest on that platform to get to the point where you're in the middle range of people. But on Switch, you could play for like a month and you're already like at the middle range or beyond the middle range of most people. Because it hasn't been going for a year yet and has a overall less amount of player base. So it's a pretty solid player base. Last I checked, it's around like 10,000 or so. Maybe even a little higher than that. It's hard to get exact numbers. But it's definitely the smallest of the player bases by far. I still find it really funny that some people on Switch use Gems of War for the global chat just to talk to people. It's normally even not about Gems of War, they just talk about other games on Switch. I'm pretty sure I could load it up right now, and people will just be talking about other games on Switch. Or something Nintendo related. Hello, Chipsy! Welcome. Is there PS4 mobile play or anything other than Vita? Can you access on tablet? I'm pretty sure you can do that with that console. I don't have a PS4, so I wouldn't know for sure. But I'm pretty sure you can screen share your console thing to other devices. You're leveling up Warlord and unlock 3 traits that buff knights. Is that good? Warlord is okay. Warlord you don't really use too often. It's the first hero class you ever get in the game. It's decent with skulls, but that's the only thing it really has going for it. It's one of the hero classes that are more towards average. You generally switch out to better hero classes. Going and completing out Stormheim and getting Titan hero class is normally one of the better ways to go earlier on in the game and at any point in the game. Just because Titan is the most versatile hero class in the game and is considered the strongest hero class in the game. It's not the strongest for every instance, but overall, from its versatility, it's the overall strongest. And you could literally use it as your only hero class and be perfectly fine. Actually, I did that with my Switch version. I had never bothered leveling any hero class other than Titan. And I just used Titan as my only hero class. Because it's diverse enough that you can use it for any team you want. And it would still function. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Yeah, I have been meaning to build up my Twitter. I haven't really been using Twitter much on my main account, though. Or the one for the channel. Let's see. You're still new to the game, and you're slowly progressing. You have to unlock another class you like. Well, there's quite a few. Easiest way to go and check them. Actually, what even is the easiest way to check them? There really isn't an easy way in game, is there? We might need to go just make a guide video on it soon. This is one thing I ideally want to go record before the holidays, so I can have it roll out while I'm away on vacation. But yeah, I need to go double check that. Because there actually really isn't an easy way in game to really see what all the hero classes are. Been meaning to make a tier list for a while. And now that we almost have every hero class in the game, we could probably go tier list them. Actually, do we actually know all the info on the other hero classes? We could probably make a tier list for every hero class in the game, now that I think about it. Because we could probably add the 4 that don't exist yet. Let me double check. Do we know all the info on the 4 hero classes? Why do I feel like 1 is to be determined, if not 2? Please tell me we know all of them already. The answer is no, we don't. We almost know all of them. We know all of them except for the last 2. We know what the next one will be. We'll know what the other one will be. However, the Shentang and Sinner Mirage, which are the last 2 hero classes, we do not know what their traits will be. However, we do know what their trees will be. And off of that, we can kind of know if they're going to be viable. And I guess I could do the video based on that. And just kind of mention, hey, we don't know what their traits are going to be. And also keep in mind that they're subject to change. Though literally all of these are subject to change because they're probably reworking hero classes early next year. But, yeah, I guess I could mention them in a video because we know what their trees will be. And the trees make up a good majority of their viability. So yeah, I guess we could do a video going over all 34 hero classes in the game. Even ones that don't exist yet. And just rank them based on where they will approximately be. The only problem with that is that video will already be out of date in like 4 months because they're probably reworking hero classes next year. It's still something I want to cover though before the end of the year. We'll just have to cover it again to some degree after they do update it. Most of it would probably still be the same. However, something like Knight Hero class, which is currently the worst hero class in the game, might not be the worst anymore. And even if it is still the worst, at least it would be a little bit more viable than it is now after they rework it in some way. Oh, do grab here. We'll take the blue for now. Get that rolling. Get it right into explosion. From there, we can go right into Scorpius. Get our kill. Get a mountain. Be good to go. It'll let me click. Eh, should be dead. Also, we're still at no good tokens, are we? Let me double check. We can easily tell if we've gotten any Anus or Nishas because we have 0 of both. So if we still have 0, we have not gotten any. And we have not gotten any. So it isn't me just not noticing. We just aren't getting any. Is this game for cell phone, tablets, or computer? All of them. It's on literally everything. The answer is yes. But yeah, it's on literally everything. It's on PS4, it's on Xbox One, it's on Switch, it's on PC, it's on mobile, it's on everything. Like literally any device you can think of that exists right now, it exists. Or at least any of the modern devices. I'm currently playing on the PC mobile version though, which is the main version of the game. That's on pretty much everything in existence. And it will likely be on next-gen consoles. Although, actually, it isn't on one thing yet. However, I don't think any free-to-play game is actually on it yet. Stadia. It isn't on Stadia yet. However, it is on PC via Steam, of course. Yeah, we'll get a mountain. And that's all the mana we need, and he's dead. Your main struggle is learning synergies, especially early game. Warlord gave you some buffs, so you went with it. Yeah, generally, stick up with Warlord for a little while in early game actually is perfectly fine. But you do eventually want to switch out of it, because the later you progress in the game, the less effective it's going to be overall. But, yeah, it can be a little bit hard getting team synergies early on. One of the easiest things to build around early on, though, is get Hero with Crude Club as Titan, Hero class, followed by Valkyrie, followed by Rowan. Rowan you get for free from Forest of Thorns Kingdom questline. And building around those 3 troops can carry you through pretty much all of early game and part of mid game. And then once you get better options, it pretty much just carries you through the entire game. It doesn't work against really high level content until you get Urskea's Shield. But you can easily get Urskea's Shield too. You just get that off of 250 wins off of the Sentinel Hero class from Urskeia. Hey, look at that! Well, I did say we'd hand out a code once we finally got an Anu. We got one. Oh, good, nice. We got a Arachnia medal too. But I did say we'd hand out code at that point. So let's go hand out code. Finally! It only took us, what? How long have we been streaming for now? We've been streaming for almost 2 hours. And about an hour and a half of that was probably grinding tokens. So it took us like an hour and a half just to get 1 Anu. We still need another 2. But I did say we'd hand out code at that point. So let me go hand out code. Where's my code section? Which one have I not used? Why do I feel like the one below this is the right one? Still test this one first just in case. Have we used that code? The answer is yes. That's what I thought. This one we shouldn't have. Okay, we have. Oh, I need to go mark these then. We're running out of codes. We're running low. I asked her for more earlier, but she'll get around to it, I believe, this Monday or Sunday. Need to make sure to remind her tomorrow night. But there we go. Okay. Let me go put this in. What am I doing? Put this right over here. Where'd it go? Chat. Where are you? There you guys are. There it is. Use it on gemsofwar.com. Read the game code section. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here is what you put in for the invite code. Right over there in the corner in the bottom left. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters. And it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Enjoy, everyone. There's probably a TI calculator port going around. Haha. Stadia. I don't know. Stadia is currently horrible. However, I'm curious to see how their YouTube integration works. I actually got a Chromecast the other day too for whenever they might end up expanding Stadia to be, you know, free to play and everything, or, you know, actually having more free options through it, because right now it's only pay only. But yeah, we'll have to just see how it goes over time and see if it's going to actually be anything useful. But the main thing I'm looking for Stadia is how they integrate through YouTube, because that could have a lot of potential for live streams, especially once the program is free and everything. It doesn't make any sense buying games at full price there, though, unless it's like a smaller indie title or a free-to-play game. Let's see, we'll take that over. Grab a Scorpius. And he's dead. Loading, loading, loading. Yeah, no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. Now we need 2 more Anus. Hopefully we get at least 1 more to stream, if not both. Goal is still by the end of this weekend to have all of them. So we finally have our Guard's Avatar Max. I mean, not Guard Avatar. I mean, Yao Guai. Yep, no problem. Yeah, definitely use the code, especially if you're a newer player. It helps out a lot. It used to have integration within the game, but all you have to do now is just go to the website link and do it on the official Gems of War website. Because the loot ends up helping out a lot. The most useful thing in this is the 1 gem key. Okay, what do we need here? Let's go for Explode. Unless we have extra turn, we'll almost always go for Explode. This is like a really good staircasing cascade. It's the only other exception, really. I'll grab that for now. So pets are on a weekly rotation. They're not necessarily a rotation. Some things do run on rotation. The pets aren't really a rotation in a way, because they don't like cycle around in the same way that some other content does. However, yes, every single Wednesday event, you have a guaranteed 24-hour pet event, which is the easiest time ever to go do a pet, because you have a guaranteed pet and it lasts for 24 hours. So if you're a newer player and aren't as capable of doing them quickly, you don't really have any time constraint with it. You still technically have a time constraint, but having an entire day is, you know, pretty much infinite time. However, you can get pet battles other than that. If your guild ends up finding a pet gnome in PvP or arena, it will trigger a pet battle for your entire guild for an hour if you don't already have a pet active. And that way you can also end up accumulating more pets. You might not have been able to see too many of these just because your guild might not be as active. Or you just might not have been finding as many in PvP. Because even if you're not in a guild, it does still trigger if you find one yourself for an hour for yourself. But yeah, you can end up finding pets through PvP, mostly. Whenever you find a pet gnome, we'll end up giving it to you for an hour. The only problem with that is an early game. It can be a little bit hard to do it within an hour. I know my Switch account, when we had almost no options, it took like 30-40 minutes to get it done. And that was with a good working knowledge of the game. Though once you finally have Mang, once you get it at a, I forget how much brown-red mastery you need. I think it's 23 each? I forget. They ends up changing it to a cheaper amount. But once you finally have enough brown and red mastery off your hero, off of leveling, you will get Mang, and Mang can actually make it so you can solo pet battles with just Mang. Mang Titan specifically, if you don't already have that combo. Your Titan does need to be at least level 40 though for that to work, because you need Barrier every brown. But at that point you can start taking out pet battles if you can't already, all the way to completion. Because when you're first starting out in the game, it can be a little bit difficult to do that, because you don't have as many viable options to get it done, compared to later in the game. Oh yeah, sometimes they give out pets for free too, for various events. For example, we're probably going to be getting a free pet on Christmas. We're getting 2 free things. One of them is almost guaranteed going to be the Christmas pet. We have a Christmas pet event this Wednesday. However, they might also be giving out a free copy of it too. most likely. Though those are cosmetic pets. Any of the holiday-related pets are completely cosmetic. They don't give any kind of bonus. They also tend to be only limited time. They sometimes bring them back into the future, but some of those pets are just limited time kind of things. They try bringing them back just because they are kind of required for some progression, super late into the game. However, they're not like extremely important to have. Pets in general, you do ideally want to try aiming for one of each copy, just because any of them that do have bonuses that you can get at any time during pet gnomes, give a good majority of their bonus once you have one single copy of it. So getting that first initial copy is pretty beneficial on all of them. As you gain, for almost every pet in the game, you gain about 50% of its value simply by getting one copy of it. And then the other 50% is accumulated by actually feeding it and getting it upgraded. Yeah, they still count for Pet Mastery. Pet Mastery doesn't really do anything other than give you some resources, though. Every 5 Pet Mastery gives you 5 gems. Every 25 gives you a random orb. And every 100 gives you a random major orb. Which are resources that you can accumulate through other means. However, it is a nice little bit of extra, if nothing else. But here, Pet Mastery doesn't do anything aside from those resources, though. Like, there's no unique thing that you gain from Pet Mastery. Which I'm kind of surprised they didn't add some kind of unique thing. Maybe they will once we finally hit 1,000 Pet Mastery. It doesn't seem that likely, though. Actually, is it already possible to reach 1,000? I don't think it is. I'm not actually certain or not. It might actually already be possible. I wish they would do something for it, though. If nothing else, give a pet for 1,000 Pet Mastery. Which would be kind of funny. For training all these pets, you get a pet. I feel like there should be some kind of reward for it. If nothing else, give us pet baits. Now that that's a new thing. Never mind, you can get way over 1,000 already. You can probably reach like 1,500 if not higher. If we actually upgraded everything. I just lack a little bit of pet food to be able to do so. Let's see, how much food are we at right now? Let's see, this is upgrade this guy. So we can see on this one. Could just done it on any of the other ones. But this is how much food we're currently at. 38 blue, 23 green, 206 red, 64 yellow, 47 purple, 102 brown, and 308 white. And every 2 white pet food basically counts as 1 colored pet food. And you never want to use an incorrect color on a thing because they have such a diminishing return on their value. Is there anything relevant that I actually need to get upgraded? Too bad you can't do a search that gets rid of all of these event ones. Like all the useless ones. Oh, here's a non-useless one, though. There's Dragon's Claw bonus. Let's go get this guy maxed. We're probably going to need another pet for that anyways. Oh, it uses red food, too. We have a lot of excess red. Let's go get him maxed. Maxed out baby dragon. There we go. Let's see. That gives us 5 gems as well. Anything else very useful that we might want to go upgrade while we're here? Night bonus, not too useful. Steam pet, don't need it upgraded yet. Divinian Fields bonus. I don't feel like we use it that often. That's a nothing. What's this? Mirrored Halls. Did we max out Mirrored Halls? Yeah. Oh, we maxed out Mirrored Halls without even upgrading the pet. Fail. Oh well. The 5-year anniversary pet from when we just had the 5-year anniversary. This was the most recent pet added to the game, but Smigrim Woods. You don't really use that often. That's Pan's Veil. Oh, not Pan's Veil. It's, what's it called? Warren's. So I don't need that. What's this bonus? Primal. Primal doesn't help because you would never really use multiple primals in a team, so that's kind of pointless. What's this bonus? Nothing. Cosmetic. Was this cosmetic? No, that's Frostfire Keep. We already finished foster care keep, right? Yeah, we already maxed that out, so we don't need that upgraded. Suncrest wouldn't be too bad. I guess we could go upgrade this one. Also, isn't this red as well? That's kind of convenient if it is. Yes, it is. This is the one we have the most pet food of. Anything else we want to upgrade while we're here? Krabby. How have you not been upgraded? You're a very useful one for Blue Guild War. I guess because I wanted to conserve on some of my blues, but we definitely need to go upgrade that. You're a Blue Guild War option. That basically gives us one whole extra, I forget if it's HP or armor. That's one whole extra HP and armor for Blue Guild War days. Which would have been helpful for this week. Oh well. What else is useful here that we haven't upgraded? Golvania is very rarely used. City of Thieves isn't relevant because it's a faction. Faction again. What's this one? No bonus. And you're a dwarf. I guess we could upgrade a dwarf. That'll probably be the last one we do here. Okay, and there's all of our upgrades for now. Still some pets not upgraded, but most of them are cosmetic or useless bonuses. And I keep the pets not upgraded in case we ever need a rush to go get a 20. Because it can be a little bit annoying to go out of our way to farm pet food. But now that we went and upgraded a bunch of them, here's what we actually got from doing so. Not this. That's just from leveling up. There's everything we got from doing those levels. We got 15 gems and an orb. Anything good in the orb? Oh, purple. That's 125 gem key value, basically. It's basically the equivalent of what? 15 gem keys. And 15 gem keys comes out to 135 gem value. Can I look at the bunny? Is it cosmetic? Which bunny are you referring to? It is not cosmetic, if it's the one I think it is. I'm pretty sure the bunny you're referring to is, which bunny is it? I'm pretty sure you're talking about Snowball. Or Snow Bunny, I mean. This one's not cosmetic. This, I assume, is the bunny you're referring to. Because this is the one that you would normally naturally get the easiest. But, yeah, Snow Bunny gives a little bit of water mastery. And that just increases your chance of surging whenever you take a 3-match of blue. This late in the game has very little impact, but from an early game perspective, it's not that bad. However, this is one of them that doesn't gain all of its benefit at a lower level. I believe it only has a plus... Oh, no, never mind. I lied. It does gain half of its benefit from only having 1 copy. It's pretty easy to get 5... well, you end up getting the 5 just from simply having the 1 copy. And then that 2... once you get it to level 5, which is pretty easy to do, getting that really low level one, you get a plus 6 mastery. That does not mean an extra 6% surge chance. What that does is it adds a number to this value over here. If you go under your masteries, you have a % chance of surging for every single one. And as you can see from that pet, we're getting a plus 10. You have at minimum a plus 5 here. And that just increases this number. And this goes into a formula that then gives us a %. The formula is really complicated. I'm not going to go over it right now. But the basic thing you need to know is it has a diminishing return. And you want to get it to at least 100 plus as quickly as possible. As that's where you gain a good majority of its benefit, up to 100, up to 200. Everything beyond like 250 has a really steep diminishing return though, which is why why this number is so high but that number is so low. But yeah, it just increases that number, which gives you a little bit of higher search chance for blue specifically. And there's one for each color as far as those pets are concerned. Also, all pet effects are always active regardless of which one you have equipped. So don't feel obligated to have to equip the one that you want the bonus from, because you actually have all of them active simultaneously. If their bonus is applicable to the battle, it'll automatically apply. So all the resource ones that give a small amount of resource, all the mastery ones, all those kind of things are active in every single battle. They give a really, really small bonus. Like, for example, we're gaining 5% extra EXP, gold, and souls for those resource pets. However, they add up over time. And you do not need to have them equipped for their bonus to apply. They're just always active, assuming they're applicable to the battle. So, for example, obviously something like a White Helm bonus off of one of the pets doesn't actually do anything since we're not using a White Helm team. But all pets are always active, regardless of which one you have equipped. Whichever one you have equipped is purely cosmetic. Which is why they also add cosmetic pets. Because that's kind of the whole point of equipping them, is for cosmetic purposes anyways. Do I have Instagram? No, I've actually never used Instagram before. But I only have a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Discord and this YouTube channel. Though, of course, we mostly just use the YouTube channel. Haven't really been using Discord too much just because of how antisocial I am. I haven't been using the Twitter much either. Twitter and Facebook I pretty much only post whenever we have like a video thing to mention for the most part. Very ever so occasionally we'll post a few other things there too. It's mostly just for reminders on videos and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll take that for now. And Scorpius. Hello, Gustavo! Welcome. But hopefully we can end up pulling off one more Anu this stream. That is the goal. I might give up soon if we don't get in the next dozen chests or so, though. We'll see. But I still want to try getting that Chromecast working today. I don't really intend to use it much until next year. But I did kind of want to test that a little bit later today. See if we can get a stream going. Even if it's like a half an hour stream just for the sake of seeing if it'll work. What do we take here? Let's grab a Splody. Get our double kill there. Then we can mountain right into what should be full mana after this. Nope, it just does not want to get the mana. Come on, we can't even cascade it. Fine, we'll go for one more. That's definitely full. Now he's dead. As soon as he lets us cast. Oh, yeah, you can see all the pets in the game by clicking show all. You can do that for troops too. Yeah, for any of you that aren't aware, there are 3 options here. Show owned, which is what it defaults to. Show unowned, which shows everything you don't own. And show all, which is generally the main 2 you use. Show owned and show all. Show owned is what it defaults to, which will just show obviously what you own. And show all shows literally everything in the game. Obviously, this will not really show anything more since I own literally everything in the game. However, it does allow you to see things like pets and stuff that you might not have. Stuff like that. Like right here, we click show all own unowned, and it shows nothing. And click show all, but both of those would normally show whatever you don't own. And clicking show all will show everything you do own, while also showing everything you don't own. Unfortunately, that doesn't. I can't really show that properly because I own everything in the game. Actually, we're technically missing one pet. However, it doesn't show up because it's a money-only pet. I don't have the $50 Android pet, mostly because I'm not going to spend $50 on it. Oh, actually, there is one thing we can show. I don't own the If I click unowned, we can actually see the Mechanome. I haven't bothered opening vault keys to go get this guy. We can easily go do so. We have like 100 or something vault keys, so we can easily go get him. However, I haven't bothered because I'm waiting until they revamp vault key drop table before I bother getting him. I'm in no particular rush to go and get him, as he's not actually used for anything at all. He's completely useless. But yeah, we have pretty much everything. We're just missing that pet, which we can easily get whenever we feel like it. Or sorry, that troop that we can get whenever we feel like it. We own every weapon in the game. The only pet we're missing is a $50 pet that I'm kind of just waiting until it eventually goes on sale or something happens with it that makes it cheaper. Team slots are quite literally impossible to max because you have to spend like $8,000 something on the game to have all of them, so that's not really counted for completionist's sake since it's money only. And it's also why the other pet doesn't show up, even though we're missing a pet. It doesn't show up because it's a money only pet. So if I click on owned, even though we're missing a pet, it doesn't show anything because we own all the pets that aren't money only. Yeah, that's our current progress. And obviously we have every banner. That's pretty easy to do. Out of all those, that's the easiest one to actually get all of them of. Since all you have to do is just throw down several thousand gold on all the kingdoms. I think in total to get every single kingdom in the game is only... it's somewhere around, I want to say, slightly under 200,000 gold, which is relatively cheap. I'm just missing Mechanome. It's only in Vault Key drop table, and I haven't bothered opening Vault Keys since he's released. Mostly because they said they were going to revamp Vault Keys at some point in the future, and for that reason I've been holding all my Vault Keys just in case. We don't know if it's going to be a buff or a nerf or a buff nerf or what on earth is happening with it, but there is a chance within next year they will be revamping Vault Keys, and for that reason I'm hoarding all my Vault Keys. And by then there'll probably be another gnome added anyways, and at that point we can get both the gnomes simultaneously, rather than using all of our Vault Keys to find one and then having to do it again when another one comes out. But yeah, I'm either going to open them when another gnome comes into the game or when they revamp chests. One or the other. Though there's a good chance that both will happen simultaneously. Where the next time they add a gnome will also be when they revamp Vault Key drop table. Oh, so we're going to have a really big Vault Key opening video eventually whenever we do get around to that. Oops, why'd I cast? Hate when I do that. Luckily he gave us free extra turn for our poison. Yeah, I don't consider that troop as missing. We can get it literally any second we want. I could get it within like 5 or 10 minutes if I just open all my Vault Keys I have. Obviously I'm not going to do that, but we can easily get it within minutes. So it's not really a concern that we're missing it. If anyone else still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. Make sure to do so. Anything good? Anything good? Oh, never mind. That's not the vault yet. One more battle. Then we get our chests. I grab that. Get our splody. Splody. Grab browns over. Get our mountain. What's a good thing to spend gems on? If you're not planning on getting Death Knight armor, the first thing you should get, if you're not planning on spending $50 on Death Knight armor, the first thing that you should go and get is Dragon armor, which costs 500 gems. If you're not getting Death Knight armor, it is the first priority you should get. You shouldn't really spend any amount of gems other than that. The only other thing you should be spending gems on in early game is, prior to getting that armor, is every Sunday you should spend 50 gems on dungeons. Because it ends up giving you 2 gem keys, 80 diamonds, a celestial trait stone, and a few other resources. And it's really good value spending 50 gems every Sunday for that. It's only worth it on Sunday, though. I'm referring to this, except only on Sundays. It's not worth it on any other day. But if you go under games and you go under dungeons, and you complete at least one dungeon, you'll have access to this offer for 50 gems once you complete out your first dungeon. And it's not worth it on any other day. But on Sundays, it is extremely good value going for this for 50 gems. Only on Sunday, though. You'll know, it's the day that has diamonds, the celestial, 2 gem keys. Like, it's really noticeably more valuable than all the others. What do you use for the top end of bounty hunter grinding? We actually ended up using 2 different teams, oddly enough. We ended up using a really weird true damage team where we ended up going with the Undead Horse bounty troop, followed by the miner that accumulates... Oh, sorry. Wait, what was the team? Gosh, I shouldn't have used up all my sigils. I almost forgot what I used earlier. I'm pretty sure I copy-pasted it, though, to chat. Let me go get it. Let's see. Because I don't think I saved it somewheres, but I did save my own team, I think. Did I not post it to chat? I could have sworn I did. But it was, I could easily go recreate it real quick. But it was the Undead Horse Bounty Troop, followed by the Warhounds, followed by Tagraki, and ended with, what do we end it with? Wow, now I completely forget. Fail. But you can also just run the Yagway variant of it, like we were running the entirety of yesterday. Gosh, now I need to go make it real quick. Oh yeah, duh, Dire Cup. And we used Dire Cup in last stop because we have to. Duh. Yeah, I remember now. Because you have to use Dire Cup. Duh. But anyways, let's see. Which one of these do I not need right now? Oh yeah, overwrite the Gargoyle team. But yeah, it was this team right here. It was Dire Cup because we have to use it. Probably easier doing it this way. The Horse Corpse Mirror. Let's see. This thing. And Takaraki. You can also run the Yagway version of it. But this ends up working surprisingly well. And banner is actually already correct, oddly enough. I don't even need to go change it. But yeah, this team is what you would end up using. Let me get this over to chat. Pause my stream. Also, we doubled the amount of likes since I last came to the screen, apparently. Thank you, everyone. Helps out a lot. But there we go. There's the team that I just mentioned. And that can actually run through the entirety of Bounty Hunter. And you would end up getting a full 30 times bonus. I end up running Yagway for some of it just because it helps speed things along, but that can actually run through the entirety of Bounty Hunter and give you a max amount of points if you were going for leaderboard. It also allow you to be able to get the event done with less of a cost. And Tagraki is your main damage source here and the one you should be spamming the most. Warwolf gives you red. Corpse Mirror will tank and has a mana into itself. Warwolf does all the mana accumulation you need and a little bit of board control. Tagraki is your main damage source. And Dire Cub you have to use because it's the bounty captain. You have no choice. You have to use it on your team. But if nothing else, it also has brown link on it. Which means you have actually a +2 red, +2 brown, +1 blue total for your linkage for this team. Which isn't that bad at all. Yeah, that's what we ran for the later end of bounty. We didn't run the entire time, but it works. And the other version is just switch out Yagway, of course, as your damage source rather than Tagraki. And build around that with Excavator plus... the other team would be Dire Cub, Excavator, Warwolf, and Yagway. Or sorry, the Yagway would be in front of your Warwolf. But that's the quicker version. It gives you less points, but it's way quicker. Or not way quicker, but it is slightly quicker. It's surprisingly not that much slower, though, running the other team. Did you do the Guild War already? No, we always do it at night for our nightly stream. Whatever the guild-related event is. What is your current team? Today's Brown Guild War. I actually forget what my Brown Guild War is. This might be one of the days we revamp. However, we haven't gotten anything between the last month to revamp Brown, I don't think. There's quite a few colors we can revamp. Brown is not one of them. But this is what we currently have set as our Brown team. It was, I don't know how I feel about this team. It's not bad. It's very weird, though. I use Mountain Crusher, Vashtagan, Hiking Iron Gut, and Obsidius. It's a rather weird team where you run Mountain Crusher into Hiking Iron Gut. Vashtagan curses everything to get rid of their immune to devour. You then devour everything with Hiking Iron Gut. Then once a Hiking Iron Gut has enough boost ratio, you use Vashtagan on your Hiking Iron Gut in order to kill out the entire enemy team within one shot of that ability. Once it's within boost ratio kill range. And that's pretty much how you run that. But yeah, between Obsidius plus Hiking Iron Gut, you disable every trait that they have. Or sorry, between Obsidius and Vashtagan, you disable every trait that they have. And Hiking Iron Gut just kills everything with Devours. And we'd obviously run this with extra attack in order to make sure he has enough attack to have a higher % chance to Devour. It's a rather weird team, and it's really dependent on luck based off of Iron Gut, because obviously he does not have 100% plus attack. I think he only ends up reaching like a 50 or 60 something. I think it's like 60 something. But It still works. It's probably a team I do need to revamp. Out of every single thing we run for Guild Wars, it's probably the second worst of the ones. However, I'm not aware of another brown team that works much better than it. Though if you do, most Corvash teams tend to be pretty good for Brown Day. Is one of your main other alternatives. Also, you do have access to Mountain Crusher, which is an insanely good mana generation weapon. It also gives 2 mana to all brown allies every time you cast it, while also having Brown Storm. This is very beneficial, since more browns for all your browns. And Mountain Crusher is such a ridiculously strong weapon. It's definitely top 5 weapons in the game. And there's an argument to be made that it could be literally the best weapon in the game. I feel like it's slightly not, just for the fact that it can't stand alone as a weapon. It's a weapon where its power is based on your other options. The weapon itself is not the overpowered part. It's the fact that it can mana generate absurd amount of manas for everything else is what the overpowered part is. But it itself is not what is specifically killing them. It's the mana that it gives to everything else. Okay, hopefully we can get another Anu from this chest. And we just need to grind one more. We still need 2 at the moment. And then we get Scorpius down. Okay, what's in our chest? Anything good? Oh, we got it. We actually got it. Maybe I need to keep calling on the Anu and we'll get it. Okay, we're 1 away. We are 1 Anu away. And then we have maxed out Guai. Very nice. The only problem is that one could take us literal hours. I think we'll try a few more chests, and if we don't get it, we'll probably just try for it tonight after Guild Wars. Okay, let's get a Scorpius there. Grab our splodies. You're currently using Mountain Crusher. What's EK? Magnus and Scorpius. I'm trying to think of what EK is. It's something king, I'm pretty sure. But does the Scorpius insta-kill give less points? Yes. However, he applies damage and then instant kills, so his value isn't reduced as much as some other instant kills, because he applies his damage first before the instant kill applies. So he still gets down some damage, which counts towards your damage. But yes, instant kill at... Oh yeah, Emperor Corvash. Okay, that makes sense. He's technically a king. Lore-wise, he's a king. Let's see, I'll take that over. But yeah, instant kills do not count as any damage towards your total amount of damage in Guild Wars for how it gets scored. However, Scorpius applies his damage in 2 waves, and it does apply the damage initially. The initial damage of this 59, for example, that we're doing right now, counts as damage towards your score. However, the instant kill does not. So he does get slightly more value than a normal instant kill would. However, you would need to make sure 2 things if you ever do use it against a enemy team. You need to make sure they do not have any kind of Cedric set. If they have tokens where they can cleanse, that could be a very big issue if you're really dependent on them keeping and maintaining a certain stats effect. And the other thing to look out for is, of course, immune to poison, obviously. Or any kind of cleanse that could remove immune to poison. So you want to check their abilities to see if they have any cleanse. You want to check their traits if they have immune, and you want to check their tokens or their medals to see if they have any Cedric set, which also would give them cleanse. I wouldn't really advise using a Scorpius team in Guild Wars, but it can work. The biggest issue with Scorpius in Guild Wars is there's not really a proper poison option that's really good. Like Magnus, you have to waste his entire turn to poison, while also having a while having a decently high mana cost. Once we finally get a better option on Brown Day, he might actually become a little bit viable. But right now, there isn't a particularly good poison option for Brown Day yet. The closest things are like Magnus and Wyvern. Wyvern because it's lower mana cost, and Magnus because it can poison all 4. You had a brown team of Mountain Crusher, Magnus, Scorpius, and Wyvern on Titan. That worked. Sounds like it would be okay, though. I don't think you need both Magnus and Wyvern. I'd say more so one or the other. And then use the other spot as like a mana generator or disable or something. Alright, we'll grab that, get our splitty. Actually, we'll move that over. Pull that together. Get our double. And he's dead if we'll ever stop cascading and getting a useless map. To go with our pile of like 17,000, 18,000 others. Actually, weren't we at 19,000 something? What's our map stack at? We're at 19,189 useless maps. You used a 75% mana start. I guess that could work then. Honestly, I personally would just go with double Wyvern though at that point. This is why one of the reasons why he's ran in that team. But I guess you're using Magnus as damage, backup damage or something. Because Wyvern's normally enough for Scorpius. It's actually a pretty interesting troop. And that it actually has perfect synergy with Scorpius. Because it hits the 2 that gets to survive while also doing poison to the 2 that you actually need to be poisoned. They're pretty much made for each other. But no, I still feel like you only need one or the other. I don't feel like any team needs both Scorpius. I mean, no team needs both Magnus and Wyvern, I don't feel personally. If you're using it with Scorpius. Oh, Wyvern. Did I say it that weirdly? I'm pretty sure I said Wyvern. I might have just said it really quick that I kind of like stuttered a bit. Random question. What are those crown icons with numbers 10 to 100 plus? Incrementing by 10? Most of them on squares or sequences of battles. Like a pet. Oh, that refers to the level of the enemies that you're up against. Let's see, I don't think I have a pet battle active currently, so I can't actually show it as an example. But it represents the level of the things that you're fighting. I'm trying to think of something where I can show it. But yeah, it basically represents the level. So if it has a crown thing and shows, let's say, 40, that means everything you're fighting is base level 40. And it'll have stats that are relative to that. But that's basically what it means. Is whatever number it is what level they are. I don't currently have a pet battle, so I can't show it exactly. But if you click on one of the battles, let's say like the 21, you're doing 20 right now. You look at all of them, they'll be level 20. You look at the 41, they'll all be level 40, so on and so forth. And that means the final battle, pet battles, is all level 100s that you have to fight. Okay, anything good from the chest? Nope. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more chest. That will 100% chance have an Anu in it. 110%. We'll pull it the same way we did the Nisha, where we get it on the very last chest of the stream, which is why I know there's a 100% chance. We got this. It'll do the same thing the Nisha did, where we got it on the very final chest we did one of the streams. Is little Kirby worth getting for $5? No. It was just available yesterday. Or on Wednesday, I should say, which was a few days ago. And even if you didn't end up getting it, you'll be able to get it again through random pet battles into the future. It is not one of the exclusive pets. You'll be able to get it into the future automatically. I believe it's not in the drop table for a couple months. But give it like a month and you'll just randomly find it as a pet battle at some point. So you don't need to worry about if you didn't accidentally get a copy of it, because you will be able to get that one specifically into the future. The one next Wednesday you won't be able to. However, there's a good chance they're going to be giving out a free copy of it that day too, since it's Christmas. We're definitely getting something for free that day, and I assume it's probably be the pet, some food, and something else. You just noticed the first time on the PvP battles, it was weird as to why they were there. Like a whoa moment about noticing something you should have noticed ages ago. Yeah, there's some things in the game that can be a little bit hard to notice, even though the game tries to make you notice it, but it doesn't really do a good job at doing so sometimes. Yes, pet battles can be a little bit difficult for newer players. Easiest way around it is go to Stormheim, go get Titan Hero Class, start using that Hero Class for literally everything to passively get it leveled. Then go and get all your masteries that you get when you level into Brown and Red if you don't already have Mang, and use Hero Class as Titan with Mang Weapon. That can actually solo the entirety of pet battles. It's not the quickest way of doing it, but it will get it done. It's one of the easiest ways to do a lot of pieces of content in early game when you lack a lot of options. It does require Titan to be level 40 though, because you get Barrier every Brown at that point. But you'll be able to passively get it leveled after about a week or so. Theoretically, it can be done in a single day if you grind for hours upon hours. But realistically, it can be done in a week. And it's an important thing to go for in early game, just because it ends up opening up a lot. Because it makes a lot of game modes pretty easy at that point. Well, maybe not easy, but easier compared to not using it when you have no options. Because it allows you to actually be able to complete things like dungeons, pet battles, and other similar content. Even when you lack every option in the game for the most part. Okay, final chest, which will guarantee have the Anu we need in it. Go. Nope. Unfortunate. Well, we got a bunch of other stuff, but I guess tonight we'll go hunt down that Anu. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Going to grab lunch/dinner. We'll be back in 5 hours from now for Gems of War. Also, if I can get it working, I'm going to be streaming for about half an hour to an hour. Probably Clash Royale, if we can get it working. I want to see if I can finally get phone working. We'll probably be doing that to some degree next year, but I'm just going to go do a test stream to see if it'll work. If there's no stream in between the 2 streams, that means I can't get it working. But if I can get it working, we'll probably do a little mini stream in like 2 hours from now. Just messing around with that, see if we can get it working, see how the quality is, and go from there. It's mostly just purely a test stream, but we'll still have some fun with it if nothing else. But otherwise, we'll be back in 5 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are every single night. And I'll mostly be doing Guild Wars. It is Brown Guild War Day today. And other than that, we'll be messing with our dailies and hopefully finally getting that last Anu we need to go and upgrade Guai, in which case we'll finally have our first gold epic leveled mythic. Our first gold leveled legend. We still don't have any mythics upgraded. That'll be a whole issue in itself. It takes forever and a half to end up getting. Oh, you got your first legend yesterday, which was Cedric. That's actually a pretty lucky first legend. It's not particularly useful on its own. However, the easiest way to go use Cedric is go complete out Zejin if you haven't already done it. This will give you Thief Hero class. With Thief Hero class, set Thief Hero class, and then go get 250 wins. This will then give you Skeleton Key. With that Skeleton Key, go build the team that Army just ended up mentioning. It's actually a really solid team for running through a lot of things within the game. It is Cedric Sparkle Sack, which ideally you need fully traded because the whole point of using him is for his 100% gold bonus. Really, really great troop for gold bonus. Egg Thief, which is an ultra rare you probably have laying around. Otherwise, you can get in Glory and Gem Keys, or in Guild Cheat Keys as well. This ends up boost ratioing in Alpha Gold and ends up doing a lot of destroys to build a board. Ends up working out really well. Skeleton Key, this you can use with any hero class with Stealthy or really any hero class you feel like. Thief, oddly enough, is actually one of the better hero classes to use it with, so you can just keep using Thief since you already have it anyways, from having to do 250 wins on Thief to even go get the weapon. And then Greed, which is something you almost guarantee have. It's a rare that just gives you a bunch of gold, has Empower, which ideally you want to have fully traded, and does an explosion at the board start to get a little bit of mana too, and it just ends up maxing out your gold very quickly, while also being able to gain some HP. But the most relevant part about him is he extra turns free gold, and he does so at a higher rate than Leprechaun. Though depending on what point you are within the game, it might actually just be better using a Leprechaun, especially if you already have it upgraded. However, later in the game, Greed in this particular context actually is better than Leprechaun, even though Leprechaun's normally better than Greed. That's one of the few instances where it's the other way around. But yeah, using this team, actually let me go and give it to you as well. Let me just go copy this over to chat, might as well. Let me open up Chrome. Here you go. But here's the team I just mentioned as well. If you guys want to go use it. It's a pretty standard Skeleton Key team. It's a great passive gold farming team. It's also really, really good if you're using it from an early game, mid game perspective, because gold boost ratio is the same throughout the entirety of the game. So the earlier you have access to it, the better. However, it still works in later in the game. You still probably see me running some challenges and stuff with it on occasion. I even run my pet battles still with this team. So yeah, it works out pretty well. I'm not sure if you can get away with this in pet battles really early on in the game, because your stats will be so low that they will only almost one-shot everything on your team, but it could probably still work for pets. Because that's if you ever see me doing pet battles, that's like the main team I actually use for pets still. Ends up working out pretty well. But yeah, it's an overall pretty nice team. You can end up doing like 100-something damage off a Skeleton Key because of how much gold boost ratio it has. You get 100% off of Cedric, and then you clean up everything else with the key, which I might as well go show it as an example. Dungeons is another area you normally see me using it in. Guess we'll go run one dungeon battle real quick just to show. Yeah, even in early game, you can just auto-win dungeons with this if you're still struggling with them. But the whole premise of this team is let's see. We'll go and grab Greed. Ideally, you get Egg Thief to full mana, so let's take a red for that. You then cast it, which will ideally give you all the brown you need. Of course, we're 1 mana short. If you don't already have max gold, you do another Greed. And now you throw key into key, and then you just win. And just repeat Egg Thief. And if you somehow lose first slot, Egg Thief summons a Dragon Egg, which will tank for you. And then you just throw key again. The key automatically extra turns if you get a kill. Rinse and repeat, and that's all you got to do. Works out really well. No, Egg Thief is not in Vault. You get her from Glory and she's in Glory, Gem, and Guild keys. Either of these 3 keys she is in. Glory, Gem, and Guild are the 3 that you can get her in. She's also occasionally within the little summoning stones. I don't believe she is this week though. But Glory, random drop off of Glory, Gem, and Guild is where you would find her. She can also occasionally show up here, though I don't believe she's currently here. Let me double check. No, she's not currently here in either of those 2 crafting things. But yeah, she's currently only random drop. off of those 2 locations, or 3 locations. Yeah, she's a Dragon's Claw troop. Yeah, the only thing that are from Vault are the following. You can actually double check by going under here. Here are all the things that you can only get from Vault keys. Only one of them is relevant, and that's Cedric. But here are the only troops you can get from Vault, with the exclusion of the 6 treasures. But ignore the 6 treasures, and that's everything that's in the Vault key drop table. Cedric Sparkle Sack, which is the only relevant one. Glory Gnome, Jewel Gnome, Pet Gnome, Soul Gnome, Treasure Gnome, Val Raven, and Mecha Gnome, which I haven't bothered getting yet, just because I didn't bother opening any Vault keys since then, since it was released a couple months back. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. We'll be streaming, as I mentioned, later today in about 5 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will still be streaming on Christmas Eve and Christmas as well at our normal time. So if anyone wants to stop by, we'll be still messing around with stuff. Other than that, Thursday will be our final stream, as I'm going to be heading out on vacation for about 2 weeks for the holidays. And, yep, enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you guys soon. We'll have a little mini stream between these 2 streams if I can get the Chromecast working. Hopefully we'll be able to get it working. If so, I'll probably be up in about another hour or 2. And, yeah, we'll go from there. But if I don't get it working by then, we'll just be streaming at our normal time at 5 hours from now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every night. Anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Helps out a lot. And I will catch all of you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. And again, enjoy your weekend. Goodbye, everyone.